if you have any questions, just feel free to say something. All right, guys, so we are live. So what I'm going to do in this training is I'm going to show you guys how I made my blog header and how I made it big enough to fill up the whole space. Okay, so in fact, I wish I had the old version so I could show you the old version, but I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So let me do that real quick here. Do you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, guys, is the first thing I'm going to do now, Kat, if you type anything, I can't see it because I'm sharing my screen, so I only see what I'm looking at the screen-wise. So, feel free to message me, or Jenny, if you see a message from her on there, go ahead and do a shout out or whatever.
Okay.
But anyway, okay. So here's my blog, you guys. So here's my blog now. And you know, the thing is that I think that if you knew me, if you saw my very first blog, you would probably faint because you just keep making changes over time. I mean, you're going to make changes when you change. As you progress, so will you, so will your stuff. And I've never been able to learn how to create a header like this. I'm so excited because they literally held my hand and showed me how to do this, and so that's why I'm recording this, okay? So basically what this is, guys, is this is a header, and by default, if you click on it, it will take you to the home page. And so if I go to my blog or if I go to any other page, this is going to be my header, okay? And what I like about this is I actually got this idea from Jen Johnson. Let me show you Jen Johnson. Wait. Meet Jen Johnson. There it is. Watch this, Jenny. Look at this. You're going to laugh when you see her header. Her header. Here's her header, and here's my header. Look at, I mean, I basically just got an idea, and I just kind of copied it. And that's the thing, is there's absolutely nothing wrong with seeing something that you like and copying it. But, you know, kind of like look at other people's blogs and look at their headers and see if it's something that you like. Like, for instance, that's definitely more of a feminine one. You can also, you know, I think that maybe you should do one that's more geared for you, Jenny, you know, that's more geared towards being, you know, a farmer's wife and a farmer, right? So I don't know if you can, like, yeah. I like that the flowers kind of shows that she was a little girly, you know, she works from home in a feminine environment, basically. I mean, this definitely caters to women, for sure, right? And then there's like Antonio Thompson. Okay, Antonio Thompson's also with MLSP. Look at his header. His is definitely more male-oriented, but he just took an image and put it behind a picture of him, and then he just added the text, and it looks like he put a little bit of a shadow box behind it, okay? So, but since you liked my header, I'm going to show you how I did this, okay? So I noticed that she has some texture behind her image. Like, I could see that there were stripes. So you look here. Do you see a stripe there? And I could see, if you look really closely, there's stripes going through. And all that does is it adds texture, okay? So here's the thing, though, is it has to be a certain size. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is I'm actually going to go into the blogs, and I'm going to find where it says, so here I am, I'm in the blog, I clicked on the blogs. Now I'm going to click on the MLSP Sites portal, and this is where I can go to my dashboard here, but I'm actually going to go to the Flex Pro theme setup, because this is where they have some of their trainings on it. And so here's a bunch of stuff on how to get started. Have you been here before, Jenny?
Yep.
Okay. So I think, though, if you go towards the end, it goes into more of the customization. So let me see if it does that there. I think header image. Okay, here it is. Header image. Here is where you get to upload a custom header image. The Flex Pro gives you two options. You can upload a custom header, which is like a logo, okay, which is what you've got, it looks like. It's 360 by 70. So even if you make a big header, it's going to constrict it back down to 360 by 70, which is a lot like yours, Where's yours at? Hold on. There it is. There's yours. Okay. So what it says here though is it says you also have the option to add what's called a retina header, which for us is a full width header. In the demo, we used this retina header for what we wanted, okay, which was they used as an example right there, okay, which is pretty big. Okay, FlexPro recommends an image that is 2160 by 500, which is pretty big, but if you're having someone create your header or you create yourself, you want it to be pretty close to that. And the reason why is because if you make a header that's too small in size and then it's set up as a full width length, it's going to stretch it out. It's going to make it look really pixelated and fuzzy. So that's why, but what he has here is he actually gives you a piece of code right there, okay? A piece of code that you add to your blog. I'm going to show you exactly where to go to do that, okay?
Okay.
But before we do that, let's go ahead and really quickly create. I'm going to show you how I created my image, okay? So this is how it goes. I'm going to go to PicMonkey.com. And it says here, and I'm going to be referring back to this, okay? So here's the tutorial. I'm going to put on this side. And it says here that it needs to be the size of, because I want to do the retina header, the one that stretches out big, okay? So, and that's what you want to do too. And so it needs to be 2160 by 500. So I go to PicMonkey, and all I do is I click Design, and I hover over Custom, and it's, what was it, 2150 by, what was it again?
60 by 500.
Custom, 2160 by 500, make it. And it's going to shrink it down. I think right now it's at 48%, I think is what it is. Yeah. So, but here's the deal. If I use a white background, I have a white background. I don't like a colored background. I think that it just looks cleaner. So I'm going to leave this as a white background, okay? And I'm just going to show you how I did these stripes. It's so stinking easy, it's not even funny. So the whole reason why I'm doing the stripes, guys, so first of all, I'm going to leave this as a white, so I'm going to hit Apply. And right now, this is at a 48% view, but this is perfect for me to add some stuff to it. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to add texture. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on this little butterfly. And you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to see if there's other options here. Hold on. I'm going to go, you can scroll down here. Nope, I'm going to tap on the butterfly. And let's see if it gives me an option to automatically add texture. Sparkle stars. Let's click on that. Oh, it's white background, so that's not going to work. Cancel that. Let me look real quick. Okay, it doesn't really give any. I just don't want to look cheesy, so I'm going to go ahead and just do the. I'm just going to show you exactly how I made mine. And I was actually going to leave it up and show you, but my computer rebooted on its own. I was pretty ticked about that. So all I'm doing is I click on Geometric, and I pick the very first rectangle here. It's going to pop over, and then I start going to town. I drag it, and then I'm going to turn it a little bit. And then I'm going to stretch it out, right? And I'm going to make it a little bit skinnier. I was literally going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between PicMonkey and Jen's. And I was just looking to see. I was like, okay, so they added the texture underneath the picture. Okay, so basically what they did is they just created this. Now watch this. I'm going to tap on this. I'm going to go over here to fade and watch what it does to it. It makes it lighter. I want it to be really light, okay? I want it to just barely show. So do you see how I did that, Jenny?
Yep.
So I'm at 80%. It says 80% right here. So that's pretty good. So I'm going to click on it again, and I'm going to copy it. Hold on. I'm going to hit Control-C and then Control-V. It just copied it. Boom. I just got the same thing. Now I want to leave it the same size, so I'm just going to stretch it longer. And okay, there's that. Okay, now I'm going to hit Control C, Control V. So as you can see, I'm just copying it, right? I'm just copying it. Do you see how I'm doing that?
Yep.
So I'm just kind of, oh, it looks like, okay, let me make this a little bit longer. And I want to be careful not to make it bigger because I want it to be the exact same width, right? So I'm just kind of doing this a little bit. So all I'm doing is I'm just adding some texture to it, right? So let me go ahead and do it again. So you're just adding texture. And believe it or not, this is actually a lot of fun. I was having a lot of fun doing this. And so just make sure that it's spaced out pretty good. Okay, so let me just go ahead and just do it over here. Make it a little bit wider just for sake of time. Okay, but you get the idea of how I'm adding some texture to the background of this. Okay, now you can also do the same thing with at Canva. You can go to Canva. Let me show you really quickly, because what I'll do sometimes is I'll create a textured background on Canva, and then I'll open it up in PicMonkey so I can do my additional stuff to it. All right, so let me show you really quickly some other options you have. So let me make one more of these lines and move it up. And look at that. What do you think? Not bad.
Nice.
And then you can even go crisscross. You can make it crisscross, right? You can turn it and blah, blah, blah. Let me open Canva real quick. This is really cool. So if you want to do a 2160 by 500 custom dimensions, right there. 2160 by 500 design. Watch this. Now, here it is. You can barely see it, but it's right here. And go to background, and then what you can do is look here. You can choose these different textures. Look at this one. This one's free. Click on that. Boom. And then what you can do is you then can, let's see, what are some of the options I have here? How come it's not giving me an opportunity to change filter? Oh, here, filter. Oh, they changed it. So you can change it. And what else? You can make it a different color. So you can use their background as well, you know, and kind of fiddle with it a little bit. Okay? Or you can choose this one. Or you can choose that one. Okay? But the reason I like PicMonkey is because you can add your own transparent images. I'm going to show you how I did that. Okay, so next, I've got some texture added. You can do whatever you want with the texture. Then what we want to do is to make it look kind of like this. In fact, I made the lines even a little bit more transparent. But what I did here, you have to know what your colors are. You need two primary colors. My primary colors is this purple and this kind of a pink red, okay? So check out what I did. I actually created this and I'll just go ahead and do it so you know how I did it. I chose this geometric right here. I added that, and all I did was I just dragged it over, and let's go back. Okay, so I turned it a little bit of an angle. I had some of the corners sticking out, so I turned it. Oops, you just got to be careful not to tap on the wrong thing, and click on it. You have to fiddle with it a little bit, right? But what I'm doing is I'm making a background. I'm just adding texture for my picture. So there's that. Make it a little bit wider, right? So, you know, just adding a little bit of texture. And then whatever the color is. So let's say your color is this pink color right here, okay? And if you look right there above it, if you look right here in the square right here, it gives you it's called the hex numbers of your colors. You need to know what the hex numbers are of your colors. So let's pretend this one is one of my colors. So it's FF666, okay? So there's that. Now I can even make that a little transparent too, so that you can see a little bit of the lines behind it. See that? It adds texture. Okay, so I'm done with that for now. Now, how to get this image? I love what Jen did with that image, with her image. Okay, so what I did, guys, is, and there is let me see, where is that resource at? I am tools. I've got a huge source of tools that I use. I just have a folder for it. It's at the very bottom because it was the last thing I added. But Hootsuite added a blog post that gives you access to some of the most amazing, you guys can get, I'm going to give you a link to this, okay? But here's a blog post that Hootsuite did where you can get access to, oh wait, that's not it. Search images. Let me just find it. They have a resource of different websites you can go to where you can get free images and not have to worry about copyright issues. 20 free stock photo sites for your social media images. So I clicked on that. So I found this on Hootsuite, and all we're going to do is we're going to go down and choose one of the 20 sites that they talk about, and you have to kind of fiddle with it a little bit. I'm going to click on Pixabay and see what kind of images. So then what I did is then I go over here and I just typed computer, right? So I just typed computer. Look at all these. Okay, now these are the Shutterstock ones, the ones that they want you to buy. So just scroll down. And here are tons, there's usually tons and tons. Like you could use this, you can do, you know what? Let me see if they have a computer on a farm. No, okay. Farming. Look at that! Look at that! You could have this if you're, no, I'm going to grab this, just for the fun of it. So I'm going to grab that. There it is. It's a high quality image. I opened it up. I'm going to right click. I'm going to save the image. And so I'm going to name it Wagon Wheel. Okay. And I can't see. You have to make sure it's a JPEG or, okay, so there it is. I'm going to hit save. It's in my pictures folder. Okay. So now watch what I do. I'm going to go back to PicMonkey. And I'm going to click on this little, the butterfly, which is already there, and then click Add Your Own. And I'm going to double click on the wagon wheel. There it is. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And I'm going to put it over here. And then what I'm going to do is then over here, let me move that up there. Over here, I'm going to fade. Watch what happens when I hit fade. Then it's kind of, see how it's kind of see-through-ish almost?
Oh, yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
You see how it has a little bit of the texture behind it? So there's that. Do you see how I'm doing that? And then you can move it over a little bit more if you want. Okay? So you can see a little bit of the texture behind it. Move that up a little bit. Okay, now I want to add my picture on here, right? I had to go into PicMonkey on its own. I had to go into PicMonkey. Watch this. So I had to do a couple of things. So this was actually a lot of fun to do. But all I did was I hit edit. I typed edit, and I pulled up one of my images. And I'm gonna show you how I put a frame around it. So where is it? 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 There it is. Okay, I'm gonna take this image right here. I'm gonna double click on it. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to create a frame around it because, see, if you look here, see how it's got the frame around it? See that? Let me put that down there. It's got the frame around it, and I was looking at Jen's, and she had a frame around hers too, right? So I was literally like copying everything she did. And so I'm going to go to that, and I'm going to really quickly add a frame. So I clicked on the frames option, and I clicked Simple Edge, I think is what I chose. There it is. Now my other color is, let's say, the purple color, okay? But this isn't my actual color, but let's say it's that right there. It's 2A001C. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. There it is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it, and I want to apply it. I'm going to save it. I'm going to say pick, and over here where it says JPEG, if you actually save it as a PNG, that's the highest quality. So if you look here right now, it's 136 kilobytes. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but if I hit PNG, look at how bigger it is. It's a bigger file, but it's a higher quality. So I'm going to save that to my computer. Okay, so I saved it. So here I am with the frame, and I'm going to go back to the other PicMonkey that I'm making my header. And I'm going to hit Add Your Own Overlay. Double click on my picture. There it is. So now how did I make it look there? So I kind of gave it a little bit of texture there too, right? So I'm going to turn this the other way, like that. I'm going to take this picture, and I'm just going to turn it this way a little bit, right? Just give it some texture. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to fade it just a little bit. You can see a little bit of the texture behind it. See that?
Wow.
That's how I did it. Now, see this right here? Right here, the middle part? This is where you want to give information about who you are, right? So, this is so cool. Now I'm going to go down. I'm going to scroll down, and I think it was a label. Here it is, labels. So I tap on labels, and you can choose all these different kinds of labels. So the one I chose for this one, mural like that, I think it was down here. I think it was this one right here. So I'm going to click on that, right? I'm going to stretch it out a little bit. So I'm stretching it out a little bit, and then all you do is you then choose the colors that you want. So I want it back to be that purple again. So what was that purple color? So the purple color was, what was that purple color? I forgot what it was. You have to write it down what your pick colors are, your two colors. So, okay, so let's say I'm going to add this. So here it is. You don't want to be too over, like I kept fiddling like over and over again what size to make this. So I didn't want it to be too big, I didn't want it to be too small because I wanted them to be able to read it, so that looks about good. And then over here, here's the color. So let me find that purple color again. There it is, right there. And then if you look here, this was my other color on the inside, so you can totally do whatever you want. I just wanted to add a little bit of character because I wanted it to be the same color as this color, which is the FF666. So I'm going to go back over to this, and the color number 2 is the FF666. Oh, look at that. I don't know if I like that. I might want to just leave that white. So I might just leave it as white. Okay. Now, see, I kind of made it a little bit transparent. You can kind of see the line go through. This is really, really dark compared to everything else, so I'm just going to click on it and just hit fade just a little bit so you can see kind of the texture behind it. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Now I'm going to click on text. I'm going to click on text. And now all I do, guys, is just add the text to it. You just add the text. See how easy that was?
That's pretty easy.
And then
I might even be able to
I made it white. And yeah, so all I did is you can see I did layers on layers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I did this, I just copied almost everything. I was like, okay, was her name in all caps? It was, okay, so I'm going to do mine in all caps. Okay, and then I changed the font, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Just go down here to size, make it bigger, make sure it's all centered, just drag it. This is like the best. I absolutely love this software. Now I'm going to add another text. I want this to be in Tahoma. No, Lee Gothic, because it's a little bit fat. No, Francois 1 is a good one. So I'm going to tap on that, add text, make it white, because it always is black by default. And then I just start typing. And so I move it a little bit, I move this over to the side, move this over a little bit over here, and then I just say, country gal who is going after her dreams. One udder at a time. And
Going after her drinking.
what?
Going after her drinking.
Oops. I'm thinking of milk.
Another.
So I'm going to make it bigger, so I just go over there, and I just hit. Now, of course, so you kind of get telling a little bit who you are, right? So a wife, stepmom, a full-time caregiver. I love what you said, like your title. So you just do that. Add that right there. Boom.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
See how I did that though? So, and I was going to show you that these are all layers. They're just layers. Layers on layers. So you can go back and change that. You can change the image, make it a little bit, you know, like I took my picture of the laptop with the flowers and I cropped it. I cropped it like 3 times before it finally was like where I wanted it, because it was showing too much of the computer, not very much of the flowers, and I wanted to take up half of my header. So I just kept cropping it, but I still want to show some of the flowers. So, you know, you can totally, I mean, however, because what's cool about it is the second you see the header, you kind of get an idea, right? So, you know, doing something that kind of portrays your lifestyle, I think is super powerful. So, I think it's powerful. Okay. So let's save this, okay? So we saved it. Now what we're going to do is you're going to go to your blog, okay? And this is what it says to do. Let me just get out of that. Okay, now it says that in order for this to work, okay, what you have to do is you have to add some code to your custom CSS plugin. So let me show you where to go to do that, okay? So I'm going to go to my dashboard. So you're going to go to your dashboard. Let me just get rid of that. I'm going to go to my dashboard, okay? So, oops. Here we go. Go to your dashboard, and I hit the control button to open in a new tab, okay? That way I won't lose this one. Oh, shoot. Okay, I have to log back in because I timed out. Hold on. Let me log back in. Okay. MSP sites. Hold on. No, there's a faster way, but I forgot my password. I have to change it to something I know. So let me just go in that. I'm just going in through the MLSP site portal, whatever. All right, so let me go in here. I'm going down here. I'm going to MLSP sites. Oh, shoot. Okay. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, here we are, my dashboard. I'm going to click on my dashboard. And the first thing you need to do is you need to go to your plugins, okay? So go to your plugins. I open it in a new tab so I can show it to you. And you need to make sure that you activate your custom CSS. Let me just find it. There it is. The simple custom CSS, make sure that it's activated, okay? Once it's activated, it's going to show up over here. Hold on. Okay, where's the directions at again? Hold on. Okay, let me go to the directions. Close these out. Go back to the Flex Pro. Now on the directions, it's actually over here on page 6, this way towards the back, okay? And I'm going to scroll down, and it says, here's the header. Okay, here's the code. So it says activate the CSS plugin, which we just did, okay? And then what it says is we'll be using that now, so if you want to have the header fill in the space like the demo, which you want to do, make sure that's activated, and then you'll find the settings in the Appearance Custom CSS. So let me highlight all of this. So don't forget this little bracket at the bottom, okay? But you highlight everything on this, and then you copy it. And then what you do is you go to Appearance Custom CSS. So we're going to find Appearance, which is right here. You see that, where it says Appearance?
Yep.
Okay, Appearance, Custom CSS, And here it is. I activated it right here, right there where I put it. See it? That's it. That's it. So I added that code. If you don't have anything in there already, I don't even remember why I have this in here, but I didn't want to get rid of it because I was scared I would lose something. So just go to the top, and if you already have some code on here, then just put a space like I did, and then just copy it. Okay? Just copy it, and then make sure you click Update Custom CSS. You have to add that code. And then what you do is then you're going to go to Appearance, Customize. And when you go to Appearance, Customize, you're then going to, let me wait till it pulls up. You're going to scroll down, and you're going to tap on, let me just think where it is, Header Image. There's the header image, so I tapped on that. And there it is. There it is right there. Underneath Retina Header, I added the image. I added it, so it'll say Add New Image. Tap Add New Image, and you upload. You just upload the 2160 by 500 thing. Okay? So if you want, I can go ahead and do that. Do you want me to show you how to do that?
Yes.
All right, Demo Header. Okay? I'm going to save it in the highest quality, which is the .png. Save it to my computer. So it's a demo header. I'm going to go back, and where it says header image, I'm going to remove that. So let's pretend like I don't have a header image, okay? So I don't have anything right now. I don't have any image. I'm going to click, you're going to go to Upload Retina Header, and I would first delete the ones you have up here, okay? Just get rid of them. And then over here, and then down here, just hit Select Image and click Upload Files, select Files, and there it is, Demo Header. Double click on that. It's uploading it to your blog, and then you're just going to say Choose Image. There it is. Now look, it's going to pull it up right up there. There it is.
Wow.
Boom. Now, I don't want to leave that up there because I don't want the wagon wheel, so I'm going to remove it. And let me go back, and I'm going to upload the correct one. But I'm not. I'm just going to save it. I'm just not going to save it, and it'll leave it. It'll leave it alone. So there you go. That's how I do it.
Wow.
So now for my Facebook page, guys, your Facebook page, I tried to upload the same header on my Facebook page, and it looked really bad. So because your Facebook page is 851 by 315 size, and so I just had to create a whole new one by scratch by changing 851. So let me show you my fan page. Social Media Tips with Michelle. And this is a different size, and if you look here, I actually look at what I wrote here. Is instead of saying my blog is I'm branding myself. I'm a wife, stepmom, a full-time caregiver who figured out how to be her own boss, care for her mom, and live a life of purpose through online marketing. Instead, on my fan page, I did the same thing, but here I wrote Social Media Tips with Michelle, which is the name of my fan page. And I said, helping work-from-home entrepreneurs become their own boss and live a life of purpose through online marketing. So what I did here is I was conscious of if someone's going to go check out my fan page and they see this, they're going to think, what is it? Why would I want to be a fan on this fan page? You know, I don't care if she's a work from home, takes care of her mom. They might not care about that, but they want to know if I can help them, right? So I put on here, helping work-from-home entrepreneurs become their own boss and live a life of purpose through online marketing. Because this is my marketing fan page, right? I want them to want to like my page. My blog is where this is my home. This is my home. This is where I tell people about myself, right? They know immediately who I am. And so yeah, and Jessica Higdon, she taught us that in her course, where on your fan page, you want to be stating what you can do for your prospects, and so that's why she says when you describe yourself and how you can be helping others. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Oh, I'll probably have questions as I try it.
But just fiddle with it a little bit. Fiddle with it. So basically, I showed you how to create some texture, right? Some little tips on that. And then once you save it, just make sure that it's the correct size, 2160 by 500. And then for your fan page, that should already be in the Canva or PicMonkey. If you just say you want to make a timeline photo, it'll already have the size for you, which is 851 by 315 is that size, okay? And then you just add the content, you know? In fact, I think this purple could be a little bit more faded. I personally am a fan of like soft professional colors. I'm not really a fan on the bright colors. Just because it's harder, it's almost easier on the eyes for me, at least, you know? I like subtleties. So anyway, does Kat have any questions? Kat! She says, I'm sorry I didn't hear you. No, I'm good. Okay. All right, so I hope you guys got some value from that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'll go ahead and stop the broadcast on this.